However, the ideology of Satanism has nothing to do with the worship of the Christian devil, the concept of the Christian devil. It is about pure selfishness being the highest aspiration in life. If I could encapsulate what satanic ideology is in a nutshell, it's waking up in the morning, and from the minute you wake up until the time you go to sleep that night, you aren't thinking about anything but yourself and what you could do to improve your own situation, and you never ever think about anybody else's situation. You never have any compassion for the suffering of other people in the world. You don't look at the world in a wider sense. You don't look at the injustices that are going on in the world in any kind of a wider sense. All you are doing is focused on me, all day, every day. That is Satanism. That's what Satanism is, and I'm not asking you to believe or accept that's what Satanism is. I'm telling you definitively and factually as a former priest of this religion that is in fact what Satanism is. Period, the end. And it doesn't make a difference whether you accept it or believe it or not. Like I've said, if you want to know about any religion, you would probably want to go to the priest of that religion and ask them about it. Well, I was a former priest of Satanism, and I'm telling you that's what the religion is. Period. Now, when you think about that, how many people in society qualify as Satanists? And out of those people, how many of them are women? I admit just about as many are probably men, but I'm telling you this is heavily marketed and peddled to women in society, and there's a reason for that. To get the moral decay of a society going, you have to get the women's mind first. You absolutely have to get their minds first. Because largely they're the people who are quote-unquote raising children. And I say quote-unquote because the parenting in our society is a joke. It's a joke. And women want to bear children, but they don't want to raise them properly. You know, because they weren't raised properly. And largely neither were the men that they're associating with at all. And I'll tell you that just from my perspective. I talked about this last week. I wasn't raised properly by my parents. I wasn't raised by my parents, period. Like I said last week, my real family, the people who really truly raised me, are people I don't know personally in my life, in person. They were people who communicated through their writings and through other forms of media what real morality is about. And we have way too few quote-unquote parents doing that job. They're failing miserably at it. And that comes directly out of the mind control that most women undergo. Before the break, I was talking about how neo-feminism grew directly out of the satanic ideology. And there's no better evidence